Yo, this is Max Hernandez, and you're watching Title Match Network. Boom. The first time I met Homicide was 2002. Driving from Texas to New York City, hoping to get picked for a pre-show match. And my pay at the time was, oh, God, what t-shirt do you want off the merch stand? Oh, really? Cool. All right. That's how bad these guys want to make it. Now, these guys don't have the sense of urgency these days. So, oh, well, I'm not traveling 10 miles without getting paid, let alone a 24-hour trip. I mean, the group I rode with, we drove to Georgia first to get a payday on Friday just to help us have some gas and eating money for the next day in New York City. So I'm doing this, and same thing, they line you up. Okay, you can have a match in Ring of Honor, because they really don't know who you are. Luckily, they knew a little bit because I was in All Japan. I'm in a pre-show. There's Homicide in the semi and the mains all the time. The only time that we would ever converse before TNA was, hey man, nice to meet you, sir. I'm calling him so because he's the main, give him respect to this guy. He's trained so many guys. I mean, he's trained low key, who hands down, I don't care if you like his attitude or not, straight performance, one of the best in the world. One of the best in the world. Yes, you may not like his attitude, who cares? We're not talking about that, but I'm talking about his pure in-ring ability. Very few can do it better than low key. Homicide's trained and mentored more guys in accident than most guys did on purpose. And he's the most humble guy you know. I remember every now and then, hey man, thank you for this. Thank you for this. Shut up. I'm saying? That's his job. That's how he feels. It's his job is to elevate everyone in his group. And I think he's the most severely underrated guy I've ever been in a ring with, ever. I mean, like I was telling you earlier, I was wrestling All Japan, Mexico, Puerto Rico. I don't know what the fuck my style is at the time. And he took the time to make sure that we didn't look stupid out there. So everything that you like about LAX or don't like about LAX is 1,000% his mind. If you like our matches, cool. If you don't like matches, cool. If you think our matches were badass, 1,000% was because of Homicide. Everything you saw, from me doing a dive, from me doing the board toss, to me board tossing him to the outside, everything you saw was him, his mind. So I was very fortunate. I had an agent and an agent in my own match. The agent tells you what to do, and I have an agent who's my tag partner. And that guy don't get enough credit. And I'm telling you right outside, there's all of you, bro. That but love side. I don't care. You can be the most humble guy in the world, man. But you need to get some recognition sooner or later.
Yeah, beautifully said. Because, and you too, obviously, but we're going on 2 decades now, just consistent, good matches that, may not get the headlines all the time that they deserve.
Homicide can make, he always makes chicken shit every time. Or at least the best, because it's never below that. It's always at least 1 or 2 steps above that. He has the ability to raise everyone's talent level up to at least 1 or 2 more notches.
Yeah, and it really was a great product. And you guys, just for the fans that don't realize that you and Homicide, you're the first ever Latino tag team champions, right, for NWA?
For NWA, yes, sir.
And that's a huge...
For us, it is. I'm not trying to be rude, I'm sure the first white dudes that got the NWA tag champions were the first white dudes get them, and vice versa, and necessity. But it took us to 06 for these guys to win one time. And I know, back in my day story, but it's still a huge accomplishment for me at Homicide. We think that's one of our biggest accomplishments to now is we were the first Latino tag champions ever.
And I want to mention this too, because just saw you guys not too long ago, you and Homicide teaming up together, doing some shows, and the pops still as loud as ever. I remember seeing the crowd in Houston just a few months ago going crazy for you guys. What are the plans for LAX moving forward? Have you guys talked about any, because you guys have both been doing this for a minute now.
Well, more than a minute. Like, whatever you do, like 17 years times those minutes. But let's be honest, I love tagging with Homicide. We earn money. We create excitement for crowds. Every time you hear that music and you see us come out the curtain, something's going to go down. It's a point to where no one cares if we win or lose. They want to know what the fuck's happened. And be honest with you, 2018, when we had new LAX versus old LAX, Impact decided they only wanted one LAX team there. So initially, there was only supposed to be one match, a one-off. New LAX versus the original LAX. The match did so well, we stayed for 4 months. We debuted in July and we left in September. And I don't know what the deal is. I wrestled the Impact for 2 years, 2020, 2021. I literally begged the talent coordinator every TV taping, bring him in. Homicide. Let's do LAX right here. Let's do LAX right here. This gentleman wrestles all over the world, Homicide just like I do, but I like to go a different place. He likes, the harder wrestling. He was like GCW and stuff like that. He wrestled in NWA, and don't you find it kind of awkward, or you've never seen me in NWA, and you've never seen him return back to Impact, and we're both have a wealth of knowledge. We both can still go. We both can go just as hard as we moved before. We haven't lost a step, but yet no one wants to pull that trigger. Part of it, maybe you don't like me, maybe you don't like him, or maybe you won't pay us. There's something behind, because there's plenty of wealth of knowledge, and there's so many tag teams out there that we can help elevate. But it seems that the bigger promotions are dragging their feet, so you can't make people do what they don't want to do.
And maybe down the line they will change their mind and they'll find a way to the stars will align.
Well, it's like this though, brother. Father Time always wins. Number one, Father Time is the undefeated champion of the world. How much longer am I doing the board toss and doing that dive from top? How much longer is Homicide doing the Gringo Killer and his dive to the outside? I'm gonna catch that iron while it's still hot. Oh, hopefully they'll come down on that price. Or, maybe they'll be nicer to me when we book them. And this is not show friends. Let's make money.
There can't be any other issues because you guys are both booked either individually or collectively independent all the time.
That's what I don't understand. I'm booked all the time. He's booked all the time. But yet, I know finances. He lives East Coast. I live in Texas. So you tell me these bigger companies can't, like TNA did. TNA did it for years. Even when TNA became Impact, they were doing it. So I don't want to hear, flights, problems, but no. There's obviously something more to the case than that.
Yeah. Well,
Yo, this is Supermax Shawn Hernandez. You want to see more? Click that subscribe button right now. To live and die in LAX.
TitleMatchNetwork.com